What's up guys, FuryTV here, and we're back with another episode of Poker Hands. Before getting into it, I would like to ask you guys to hit the like button and subscribe if you enjoy our videos, as your support is allowing us to continue posting videos on a daily basis.
Action around Soiser. Once again, this time he's in the cutoff. Gets the count from Lee of 4 million. So he limps in. Lee will check his option, King 10. Jack 10-10 flop, fireworks incoming. Soiser trip 10s and 9, but Lee out in front with that king kicker. Soiser bets 120 into 180. Lee, surely just going to call this bet. Has straight draws, flush draws, some Jack X. It's going to call this bet. Well, ace not a bad card for Soiser. King Queen now beats him, but other than that, nothing changes. Ace Queen, Ace King, Ace Jack would have raised pre-flop. Probably King Queen as well, so this 300k bet's gonna feel pretty good. He's hoping he's up against a hand like King Jack, Queen Jack. I want to stick around here. Bingo on the river for Soiser. He makes that boat. Again, 7-8, Queen 8 now get there, but that's unlikely. Backdoor hearts, of course possible. Jack X of hearts, 100% plays this way. Thank you. Here. So he's trying to calculate his own bluffs. There's some missed spades. Maybe a hand like 8-9. Queen 9. Those are the most likely ones. His value hands are vast though. King, Queen, any 10. Some bluffed hearts that get there. There he goes, 650 into a little over $1 million. And this one not panned out the way Lee expected. It's hard to give Soiser too many bluffs. He's trying to work out. And I think he'll come to the conclusion that he still can beat some value, and like Queen 10. If he bets Queen 10, then you have to call this hand. And that's what he does. Bad beat on the river. Soiser up over 7 million chips.
The blue, you see those blue ones there? See the blue things behind? Maybe that's
right. I think you're right.
Get 100
but they got
at a
them in
time.
3 tranches of 100k, maybe.
That makes sense. And you can add it any time.
Cool, man. Nothing much.
Yeah, so like triple chance style things.
Wait, Jason says he has 250. Didn't he win like 800 on that hand? Or 900k? Webster only says it has 477. Looks like he's got more than that there. How much are the yellows?
You? Where are you going?
The yellows
going to Canada.
I think are the 1Ks.
Oh, okay.
Nice. I'm going to stop in Vegas and then up to Whistler.
Malaysia is not really getting hit by the coronavirus very hard yet, right?
Yeah, not yet. Thank God.
Yeah. Across
Jason and
the
John both flopping trips. Yeah, I'm wondering if the chip stacks, the numbers on the left there, Jeff, maybe including these little tokens. It's all very confusing.
Yeah, trying to get some clarification on that. It's because Sergey had like 700 something when we came out. I don't think we've seen him play a pot either. I just not really clear on that. Try to understand.
Yeah, I think it's best if we just eyeball these stacks for now whilst we work this out. But well, neither player likes to see that ace.
Well, great card for John. I mean, he goes from really in bad shape to in his head like, wow, how could that possibly fall? Jason trying to think, what's my opponent betting?
Yeah, I mean,
very tight.
yeah, Jason's just happy to check it back. I don't hate it, Jeff. He's John got past the flop on ace 9-9. He's either got an ace or a 9, or he's
Yeah.
pretty much everything, right?
I played the Open. I played only two events actually. I was lucky enough to go deep in the Open, so I missed some of the other events, and then the main event as well. It's been a fun week there.
All right, here we have Thomas raising up the King Queen, then in the cutoff, and Diogo, well, getting out of line, 3-betting the King 3 off from the button, leveraging his position against Thomas's 30 big blind stack. We've seen this, Thomas has already taken a defensive strategy against this by limping and late position a couple of times, so now obviously raising it up, we can see why. Diogo going straight after him. But more importantly, Mike, I mean, well, you're putting your glasses on because that shirt's kind of dazzling, right?
I'm getting a little dizzy looking at it there. Does the scarf even match it? I'm not sure it does, but
Maybe you need your glasses just to see that it was King 3 offsuit.
It's like one of those eye test things there. It's a
90.
Whoa.
Yeah, well, we had Marcel in the booth earlier and saying he used to wear a few of these shirts back in the days in Amsterdam. Wow, what a flop this is. Disaster for Diogo. Wow. King 5 flop. Thomas trip kings with a queen kicker and Diogo with a 3 kicker. I mean, he's taken a play here, guys, and well, the deck's not rewarded him.
I mean, this is all going to go in, isn't it, at some stage?
Well, seems like a great opportunity for Thomas to double up here to me. Neither one of them getting away from 3 kings, that's for sure.
Diogo not slow playing his hand. He does bet 12 million. Thomas will just call, you'd imagine. There it is. And as Alex says, you feel like it has to go in. He's got less than pot back as it is.
He'll probably go in by the river. It'll be another small bet on the turn, I imagine.
Yeah, we've seen Thomas limp a couple of buttons and now decides to 3-bet this spot. Obviously, the blinds have gone up, and Thomas had won some more chips.
Yeah, it's a great spot to put pressure. But it's just interesting that maybe he thought that Thomas would limp a big hand if he had been limping before.
Right.
So that's 15 into 65.
It just calls.
Yeah.
Does not raise here.
He does just call. And well, 9 on the river will change nothing. And as you say, Alex, you can almost be certain this will go, what, check and then a shove.
Yeah.
And, well, a pretty fast call.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to see ace king sometimes, but there's, yeah, you're just snap calling this, I imagine.
Wow.
I wonder what Diego actually think he's going to get called by when he I mean, he will shove, but
right.
It's one of those spots where is this guy calling? Well, what 10s probably goes in pre-flop. He's hoping to get called by 6s, 7s, 8s.
Right, he needs to get heroed off here by a pocket pair. Or of course, Thomas might have maybe perhaps got sneaky pre-flop with a hand like the aces.
Yeah, that's possible. Yeah, I mean, I suppose you do have to shove, but
He does move it all in, and will get snapped. That's the one thing he didn't want to happen, was to get snapped. And well, he will show his king, queen. And so another double up on this final for Thomas. He right back in the mix now with 182 million chips. And well, Diogo is now down to the just over 30 big blind stack. I see in the Twitch chat, Flow Junkie asking how many people are signed up for the 25k. I don't have the exact number, but I know the answer is not a huge amount. Not like last year. We had a pretty big field in that event. This year, I gather the 25k is very small. Tenner 10-3. Well, this is gonna be fireworks between these two. Kelly defends with 10-7. Mark open 10-9. Wow, it's gone check on this flop. 6 on the turn. Split unlikely. Kelly cutting out. Well, pretty big bet. I like this sizing. Just under 2/3 pot. Again, Mark has a lot of showdown value when he checks back this flop, you would expect. So when she bets, she has to go bigger to target that. Little does she know, she's betting into the dominating 10-9. Given you bet the 5-2 early, you'd expect him to bet. And he flops strong, and wow, that is a deathly card. The only saving grace for Mark is that the flush draw on the turn has completed. Kelly praying that's what Mark has made with top full house. And well, he makes a swift call. He's lost a lot less in this pot than he was supposed to. If he'd bet this flop, this would have been a very big pot.
Fit shirts?
No.
You own any velvet articles of clothing?
No. Do you? Yes.
I certainly do.
You have that purple velvet jacket that you wore during the Poker Masters.
Plenty of velvet.
Yeah, that was
in
a
my
good
closet,
look.
and now I know what to get you as a gift.
No, I'm good, thank you.
Oh, you'd look good in velvet, any color. Oh my!
I do quite like Anton's shirt, and I do like his hand here. Anton and James flop trip fours.
The one time he doesn't make it 10 million, this happens.
Well, the Rowdy Rail is not going to be thrilled with these proceedings. Anton check calls flop, leads here on the turn, a sizable lead at that. That's 12.5 million.
Get ready for it, Jeff. It's about to get rowdy.
James was 71 million behind. All of it. All in and a call. 5-4 for the man they call Racky, 9-4 for Anton. The crowd was silenced quickly with that news. Plenty of chop outs. James could also spike a 5 to win outright. James Raggy Clark, the local hero, all in and at risk. River card. It's the queen. So they'll chop it up.
No. Jeff, flush.
Oh, I completely missed the flush draw.
Yeah, flush draw.
Well played.
Well, good game to James Clark. Out in fourth.
So quickly as well. The books get outdated so fast.
Yeah, just the game just evolves so much.
You know, shorter training sites, I feel the best thing you can do is watch streams like this. Watch top players playing for huge amounts of money.
Yeah, exactly.
You see them play to the best of their ability.
Yeah, I love watching like the super high roller final tables to just see, you know, the guys who are working the hardest.
Yeah, you learn.
Sam was on the button limp.
Yeah, it's quite interesting that Bruno just limps behind from the small, right?
Yeah, he did the same with Ace-Jack suited earlier.
Right.
I thought that was interesting when Vlada limped the cutoff with King-Queen.
That's right. It's the same thing here. It gets a 25 big blind limp. And wow, Marty in trouble. 10-10 jack. This is as cold as it gets. Both players flopping trips.
Jeez, this is bad for Marty.
I mean, the only saving grace is if this gets the turn. The pot's so small.
Wow.
And a heart on the turn.
Wow.
Well, Marty actually picks up a straight flush draw.
Yeah. What a hand for this board.
I mean, this hand could have been so different if Sam raised the button,
exactly.
Right? Although Bruno may have 3-bet, I guess.
But if he 3-bets, he's almost committing
right.
if Sam shoves. So I feel like he may have still just called. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if Sam raised the button, it probably would have went call, and then the pot would be much bigger going into the flop. Be even bad news for Marty.
Bruno's bet 4.5, and I guess Marty with the queen hearts, he's just going to have to call here. No value in raising.
He's never raising. He's got...
This is like one of the best hands, right?
He's got the board on lock pretty much.
And on the end, Marty
my goodness.
turns it into a winner.
He is running good today.
And now he's kind of running bad. It wasn't raised pre-flop.
Yeah,
exactly.
He could be the chip leader. Yeah, exactly.
Bruno feels sick seeing that run out. Check from Bruno. This is kind of a funny spot for Martin, is it? Because he kind of blocks what he wants Bruno to have, a 10 or like just has to.
Yeah, he just goes really small.
3.2 million.
Bruno hates it. So small, but it's like it'd be the strangest bluff ever.
Right. 9x.
9x. Yeah,
it's hard to imagine. Wow, good thought. It's hard to imagine a 9x that calls.
Oh wow! And now Bruno's like, wow, we could have played a big one.
But you didn't have a straight flush draw. Sorry? You didn't have a straight flush draw.
5 are back in action. Jonathan Spinks are short stack, 16 bigs. Everybody else playing relatively deep. Jeremy's he's opening wider than anybody right now from under the gun. And this counts as a big hand, 5-handed.
I mean, I'm looking at this lineup right now, and I'm seeing Jeremy raise. I'm thinking, who is the guy that's most likely to 3-bet him with air? I can only find Jacob right now.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been. Excuse me. What's her name again?
It could have been Katie. It could have been Stephen. It could have been Neil.
Yeah.
Honestly, those were the 3 players that we've lost that were most, besides Jacob, most capable of the 3-bet with air. I'd like to think that.
And another few of the 7,000 or 8,000 that played this tournament. Well, whose names we've temporarily forgotten.
Oh boy!
This is a split pot a lot of the time, though. You know, I mean, it's
not as.
It isn't yet, but.
I bet you it's
not as often as you think, Barney.
Well, no, you're right. Actually, it has to come 2 big cards, doesn't it? So, yeah, Jeremy's in a very good. This is horrible for Maria. Yeah.
And she can always get out of
we've seen her escape tactics today.
A heart. I'm going to say a heart will be. Well, he's got the heart. If he thinks that she was calling with a flush draw, well, I mean, he's betting again, isn't he? He's got a heart in his hand too.
Oh, I think she was
well,
very unlikely.
It got him.
From what we've seen. I mean, she's.
Yeah.
She's a fan of the smaller pots.
Yeah, absolutely. And she's aware of the danger too. If he wants to continue, why can't he have an ace?
This as hard as you want to work to keep this pot small, he's just bet 25 million. I mean, there's going to be, if she calls here, there's going to be 100 million in the pot.
I mean, what I do like about this girl's play is, well, first of all, the way she's been playing, but secondly, the composure she's shown. I mean, you know, this is the big stage. It's huge pressure, but she always looks calm and thinks the whole thing through.
Oh, this is horrible for her.
Well, what is Jeremy thinking?
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah, he's
ace
only
10 and ace jack.
He's only beaten ace 6, ace 7, and ace 8.
Yeah. That's right.
And he's losing to the flush.
And he's seen how she played those kings.
I mean, think about it this way.
You're right. That could stand to her for sure.
What does he expect to get called by here with a value bet that he beats? It's not exactly like the World's Fair.
Ace 8, ace 7, and ace 6.
Yeah.
How many times do I have to tell you?
I mean, what about King 4, Parg? Is King 4 totally gone at this stage? She wouldn't have called 25.
Yeah.
King 4, right? King of Hearts, 4 of Spades, maybe. Maybe she'd still beat him.
I think you're right. I think it's. Well, oftentimes this is checked, and well, no, he's.
I'd say about 50 million would be.
I mean,
that's nice.
It's a pretty good bet by him when you take all that into account, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it though?
I don't know really.
Is it against this?
I actually feel like she's much more likely to have a hand that if I'm sitting in his shoes. I'm actually thinking she's more likely to have a hand that beats me if she calls.
She's
that's what I'm thinking.
And she's also the only player that can lay this hand down.
No, it won't.
Yeah.
I know the reason I was laughing is because
maybe she thought he had he thought she had like jacks or something like that. But
maybe she did have jacks.
But you know.
Maybe she did have jacks. That's interesting, Barney. Or 7s or 8s or 6s. Yeah, that's.
It's not never that she has these kind of hands. I think
she
felt like it.